Peace, 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 love, joy, happiness, abundance, health, wealth, strength, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding I grant to you all, divine beings of planet Kai, grand rising. Today I want to speak about generational curses. Today is the 1st of January, a new year, a new world order. I would like to say, if you have made it this far, you have made it to the new world order, but that's not simply what it means. To make it to the new world order. Old things have passed away. New things have been ushered in. New things are ushering in. Which means the old things, which are not so much of the old things. When I say the old things, I mean the whitewashed things. Have retained back their rightful color. That say may have float over some of you guys' head. But that's not the topic for today. I just said that to say this is the time. In Revelation here they talk about judgment day. Judgment day has come. Judgment day is here. Now, some of you guys don't understand what judgment means. You're all sitting around looking for a white man coming out of the clouds. You're all sitting around looking for fire. But the fire that was being spoken of wasn't something physical. It was an internal fire. Now I say this to say, generational curses, this is, or should I say, this has a major role in judgment. This has a big part to play in the events that will take place in this era, in this new world order. What do I mean? Most of you guys will have karmic debts to pay, whether or not you did anything karmic. which at some point we all do, knowingly or unknowingly. So, generational curses are not just as you hear about sickness. And when they say generational curses and sickness, it really goes deeper than just a sickness running in a family. It goes down to the root of what causes that sickness. Because there's a reason behind everything. And if anyone on this realm or any other realm is sick, sickness doesn't just happen miraculously. Sickness happens because of various numbers of reasons. I will not delve into that because that's not what I came here to speak on, but today I come here on this camera to give back to a nation, give back to a community, give back to a country, a city, a state. Now, most of you think that sometimes when you see someone down the road suffering in lack and in want, needs, most of you think that giving back always have to be about monetary gains. But the most valuable thing that you can give back, it's called knowledge. Because only through knowledge can one attain anything in life. Only through knowledge can one attain money. That may have floated over a few of you guys' head because of the way you were programmed according to this matrix. But in due time you will understand. If you hear something and you want to have a deeper knowing, to have that deeper understanding, the thing is not to ask questions from anyone, but ask yourself that question, and you will find the answer. You might not find the answer instantly, immediately, but somehow you will find that answer. Now, generational curses are, it's on a smaller scale. Some persons would say it is sickness. Some persons would say it is what your ancestors have done that has came back to haunt the family. Yes, that is what it is, but on a deeper level, on a deeper scale, generational curse simply means, for example, you had a grandparent that came to this realm that was wicked and evil, who was a hopeless sinner and brought hurt and injustice to all mankind. Now, why they say generational curses are cycles is because without one paying back for what has been done, you cannot be free from generational curse. Generational curses also can be someone hexing your family, for instance, cursing your family so that none of you all shall attain wealth, knowledge, whatever it is. And generational curse can also be someone doing unjustly things unknowingly. Now, when you come back to this realm, a lot of us hear about reincarnation. A lot of us don't believe in reincarnation. But whether or not you believe in reincarnation doesn't change the fact that it is in fact real. It happens whether you see it or not. That is why you will have persons say, oh, he looks just like his grandfather, he looks just like his uncle, he looks just like his deceased relative, when in fact that may be the same person back in the flesh on this realm. And because of lack of knowledge of these things, you come back here. For instance, your grandfather did something or did things very wicked and cruel. You come back here, or should I say your grandfather come back here in this realm, having no knowledge that he was here before and he did such and such things. Now this is the thing. The things that you have done in the past, you will be drawn to doing those particular things because that was who you were. That was who you were when you were on this realm. So when you come back here, you subconsciously have that remembrance. Even though you are not consciously aware, you are subconsciously aware of who you are, even though you are not consciously aware. So for instance, let's say if you used to smoke, you used to drink, you come back here, it will be some way, somehow, a vibrational pulling for you to go back down that path. But as you have heard in the scriptures, which you all know I am not religious, my religion is love. everything in the Bible is not the truth. There are more lies in the Bible than truth. But as you have heard, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you have to read between the lines. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you were someone who was connected to things that are evil and are of low vibration, you will be pulled back towards that particular thing or things, because that's the trap of the matrix. Because the matrix only can survive when there are being cycles, repeated, repetitive cycles. Because the matrix is built upon cycles. Some of you may not understand that, but think about it. The matrix, I banish all negative energy. The matrix is built upon cycles to have you going round and round, just like the clock, repeating the same thing, repeating the same numbers. Time is an illusion. They want to have you repeating the same illusions. Once you break out of those illusions, the matrix falls down. Which is why this is a new world order. The new world order simply means the breaking down of the matrix. The matrix is no more. The matrix is being destroyed. And some of you may say, but there are still persons that are a part of the matrix. That is why the scripture says, those who despise his knowledge, those who reject knowledge and wisdom shall perish. Because if you are a part of a system that has crumbled, that simply means that you will crumble with the system because you are a part of the system. Now, generational curses are, as I said, has a very wide variety of descriptions. It has many different meanings. Generational curses are not just about one thing. It's about a lot of things. So sometimes when you hear someone say break generational curse, you may break the generational curse of poverty, but you have not broken the other shackles and chains, which is why you have so much persons in this world that are unsatisfied. They are rich, but they are lacking. Their bellies are filled, but they are still hungry. Now, a lot of you guys have been placed on a path to break generational curses, which means your journey will be rougher than the average, because you will be pulled and guided to do the right thing, even when you want to do the wrong things. And if you were sent here to break generational curses and you are doing the wrong things, your punishment will be harsher than the average individual, because it simply is like this: you are here to be the example for others who have a lack of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now that is where you have the calling. A lot of us have calling upon our lives. As the scripture says, many are called, but few are chosen. And why it says that is because a lot of you guys are being called, but there are also ones that are chosen. One that is called and one that is chosen. There is something different about one that is being called and one that is being chosen. So, I say this to say, a lot of you guys are out there. You don't understand what you're going through. You don't understand why you get up every day with all these stress and burdens and all these things. You simply don't understand why you go through the things you go through. Some of you guys are good to people, but they are not good to you. Let me break it down. Say for instance, you were here before. You did cruel things to persons. When you come back here, you will be placed on a path where there will be persons who will do cruel things to you. Maybe it wasn't you who did cruel things to persons, it was your ancestors who did cruel things to persons. There will be persons placed on your path who will come back to do cruel things to you. Some of the times it will be also those same ancestors who will be birthed back on this realm who will be the cruel ones to you, because they are here going through their karma and they think that it's just life, it's just a part of life. As they say, man was born to suffer and woman born to feel pain. Those are all illusions, those are all deceptions. So one comes back here and think that it's just life. That's just the way it is. But I come here to tell you today, my friend, that it doesn't have to be that way. Oh, when I say you came here, or your ancestors came here and did foolish things, right? They come back. They are unaware, though they are subconsciously aware. They are pulled to do the same things. So they will be here as a test for you. You are the one who was chosen to break through that curse. Break that generational curse. Be that example for them. Whether or not they want to accept what they have been taught, or what they will be taught by your doings and teachings and your obstacles and all of that you will face. I'll say, for example, your ancestors were cruel to persons, as I said before, or you were cruel to persons in your past life. You have to pay karmic debts. That is simply what ancestral curses, karmic debt that needs to be paid. And the curse goes on when one decides not to pay back that debt. And when one decides not to pay back that debt, the debt gets more and more. If you borrow money from the bank and you are unable to bring in a particular amount that you are supposed to bring in every month, then it simply means that there will be interest growing on that money. So therefore you will have to pay more and more each time you do not, or you fail to pay that debt. So it is just the same. Now, as I was saying, you may be here and you came back. You do not know that you came back, but subconsciously you know. And you came here to... This is even the thing that most of us don't understand. Why we are the black sheep of the family is simply because we are birthed into families that is not even our real family. We were just placed in that family to be that light for them, to be that guidance, to show them the way. And it's simply as that. Blood doesn't make you related. That's an illusion of this realm. It is a spiritual connection that matters. That's why you hear a person talk about soul child, soul family. So you may come here, you have that pull to do the right thing. There will be those malignant, consciously unconscious souls who simply don't want to break out of the chains. They are placed on your path to hinder you from tapping into your true self, breaking the generational curses, because they think that their way of life is simply the right way, or that's just the way life is. They think that their way of life, they perceive their way of life to be just the way this realm works because of their lack of knowledge. And so they want to keep on going round and round in circles, because they have that pulling to do the things that they did before. So you may be surrounded by persons who you they are your family members. And they are the ones. But when I say family member, it can also be friends to anyone. You're surrounded by persons you treat very well, but they treat you like nothing. That's simply because they are unconsciously doing what they are doing. Some of them are conscious of what they are doing, because you have persons who are on the dark side. There are two sides. There's the dark side and there's the light side. Some of us have been tricked into thinking that the light side is the right side, but the dark side is actually the right side, because in the dark, that is where you will find your true self. Some of you may not understand that, but looks are deceiving, and there are a lot of lies that have been told to have you guys going around in cycles. You have been tricked, you have been deluded. So you will have family members, friends, versus your inner circle. Some of them don't even want to do it, but they have to, because at the end of the day, that may be their lesson also. Everything happens for a reason. Now, I also came to share this message in particular for someone who I saw in the realms last night crying out because he betrayed me, and I know that it was just a part of the divine's plan. I mean, this person is younger than me, was a friend of mine, and he betrayed me. I never understood why, but I did. It was revealed to me what he did, right? Maybe he don't think that I know, but I do. And if this message even reaches him, he will know that I am speaking to him. My friend, it was a divine's plan. It was a lesson. I have been there and done that before. None of us are perfect. And it's just a part of the divine plan. It's a lesson. It is up to you if you want to learn from what has transpired, or you want to repeat that cycle. Which is why you have persons that are struck out on drugs. They turn to a lot of other things to cope, because they simply think that it's just life. They simply think that they have fucked up and there is no return, but those are all illusions. Everything happens for a reason. I have been a bully. I have hurt persons. I haven't taken anyone's life, but I have hurt persons, and I have been hurt. I paid back for everything that I have done. As I told you, if you come to this realm, remember, you came having this to pay already. If you do more, you will have a bigger debt to pay, which is why the Matrix wants you to be going around in cycles, because that is what feeds their system. You may not understand what I'm saying, but think outside the box. Their system only can be fed by persons going around and around and around in cycles, which is why time is a spell. The clock is a spell. So, my friend, I have been placed on your path as a lesson. It is up to you whether or not you want to learn. I was placed on your path as a blessing, as a divine guidance. There were persons placed on my path as a blessing, as a divine guidance, which I also hurt, I betrayed. None of us are perfect, but it all happened for a reason. And when you come to that understanding that everything happens for a reason, you will understand, you will understand and overstand why it happened. So, this is my message. If you are going through something, it is for you to tap in, go within, and get down to the root of why you are going through what you are going through. Because there's always a reason behind why things happen, which is why one goes to the doctor when one is sick, to get a cure, to be healed. In just the same way you should and must go to the doctor is within. Do not turn to external things. As I say, that is why you have persons who turn to violence and all these obnoxious things. This is why you have these artists putting out these songs with pain, telling you how to get rid of the pain, which is not what they are really doing. They are telling you how to hide and suppress the pain so that you may build up more pain. They are telling you to put the pain aside. You owe the bank, they are telling you to put that aside and borrow more money. Fix the issue. It's a small fix. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. That is what the Matrix is built upon. If this message reaches you and you don't understand, well, it simply means that, understand, it simply means that you are not yet ready to accept this message. It could be broken down in simpler terms, but sometimes you have to break down things in simpler terms on your own. Not because I can break it down into the simplest term doesn't mean I will break it down into the simplest term. There is also work for you to do. Not because I have done the work and found the answers doesn't mean that I will just come on here and give you all the answers, because that's not what I was sent here to do. I was sent here to guide you on the path that I was guided on to find the answer. Just as in the classroom, the teacher will give you an example of the math. You notice most of the times the teacher gives you a simple working out and give you the harder math for you to do on your own. I didn't understand why it was that way, but now I do. It is because that teacher knows that he or she is not the one to give you all the answers. If there are 30 questions on a paper, I can give you an example of a few of the answers. Doesn't mean that I should give you all the answers. I would be helping you to cheat, and you would learn nothing. I wasn't sent here to do that. I hope this message reaches you well, to a nation, to a city, to a community. Peace and blessings. This is the year that the dragon has been defeated. This is the year of the dragon, they say. This is the year that the matrix will fall apart. This is the year that the matrix is no more. And if you choose to be a part of the matrix, you are choosing to be borrowing more and more money from the bank and putting aside your debt. Read between the lines. The scripture says, remove yourself from Babylon. But the thing is, a lot of us don't know who Babylon is. So a lot of us are a part of Babylon. And confirmation, a lot of us are a part of Babylon, thinking that we are fighting against Babylon. Church members, 9-to-5 workers, read between the lines. It is what it is. As I always say, the truth doesn't care about feelings, but the truth stands up for itself. The truth doesn't change to fit anyone's description. The truth is just simply the truth. Peace and blessings to you all. Time is an illusion. The clock is a spell. You need to question everything. This is how you will find the answers. You cannot just work out one part of the math and get down to the answer. You have to do all the steps to work out the math, which is why you should always ask questions. Peace, 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 peace to the gods and lords of Planet Kai.